How did I use new media technologies in the planning, research, construction, and evaluation stages? For this, I have used various hardware, software, and connectivity, but the main hardware which I used was a PC or a Mac. For the planning stage, the main piece of hardware that I used was a PC. I used Wikipedia to carry out some research into genres, went into some detail, and then created mind maps on Microsoft Word. I also used Microsoft Word for my questionnaires and findings, and Microsoft Excel to create the pie charts out of the data I collected through the questionnaires. I used a scanner to scan my storyboard sheets onto WordPress, and I used a digital stills camera in order to take pictures of my props and actors. I also used www.dafont.com and www.1001fonts.com to search for various fonts that would suit my media products, which I then saved and unzipped into in order to save the actual font to the fonts folder in Windows on the C drive. For the research stage, I used the polls on WordPress to find out preferences of my target audience, who are young people in their teens and early 20s. I used the internet for surfing through Google, in which I was able to obtain images of the posters and official websites for the films I was looking at, and then analyze them on Microsoft Word. I used YouTube to watch the trailers, take screenshots of them, and analyze them on Microsoft Word. For the construction of my poster and website, I used Photoshop, as this allowed me to manipulate my images. I used the magnetic lasso to cut the images and the paintbrush to blend the image into the background by adjusting the opacity. I used image rotation and added effects on the images. I used the blending options on the layers and adjusted the text to the right size and spacing using a text box. To construct my trailer, I used a mini DV camcorder, in which I had to make sure I checked the white balance and that the sound was to 16-bit in order to successfully record my trailer. I used a boom mic, which enabled me to capture the sound in better quality, especially when my actors were further away from the camcorder. The tripod helped me keep the camcorder still and prevented me from making my video look shaky. A digital stills camera was used to take images during the filming of my trailer for better images for my ancillary texts. I used a Mac and FireWire connection to connect the camcorder to the Mac, as I used a software called Final Cut Pro, which enabled me to edit my digital video in a non-linear form. I learned many new things using this software, such as how to capture a video, how to use the razor to cut the shots, use the text button to add captions, adding effects onto the captions. The effect that I used was cross dissolve and bad film, using the HD feature title for my first caption through the master templates and then the 3D projects, importing sounds, rendering, muting unwanted sound, lowering the volume of sounds at times of narrations or speech using the pen tool, and toggle clip overlayers using the fade in, fade out, dissolve effect on the beginning of most of my shots. I also used another software called GarageBand, which provided me with additional sounds I could add to my trailer, such as an orchestral sound for the first half of my trailer and Dogma Fast for the second half. Sound effects from the booms category, stringers category, people category. The door sound came from the work home category, and the zip sounds came from the cinematic category. I then saved the sounds in an MP3 format in order to import them onto Final Cut. I found this really useful as I added extra sounds within my trailer to make it sound creepier, especially the creaking of the door and when the door shuts. Furthermore, I had to create my own account on YouTube in order to post the link of my trailer onto WordPress. For the evaluation, I have used Photoshop to crop certain screenshots in order to create JPEGs and insert them into Final Cut Pro. On Final Cut, I will add further effects to my evaluation and make it look better and more creative.